And then Ray came and said, "Are you going to do it?" And I said, "Yeah, okay." And I said, "Well, what do I talk about?" She said, "You can talk about anything you want." So thanks for narrowing it down. So I figured, what do I have to talk about? I mean, this is the National Nerd Society. National Honor Society. And I know about two things. I know two things pretty well. I know about physics, and I can talk about that. But I do that every day, and they've heard me talk about that, so I'm not going to do that. If you want to hear about physics, come between 7:30 and 5 o'clock every day, and walk in my room, and you can find out a lot about physics. The other thing I know about is I know about myself. And I can talk about myself, but I think my students already know a lot about me. They know that I'm 6 feet tall, exactly. No matter what shoes I'm wearing, I'm always 6 feet tall. I know they know how fast I walk. I walk at 1 meter per second, no matter where I'm going. They know I don't eat. Right? A few people have seen me eat once or twice. They know I've sneezed maybe 3 or 4 times in my life. That's about it. So what else is there? Well, I figured tonight would be a nice night to come out with boss. So I'm going to admit something that I haven't admitted before, and I'm sure they have no clue about. But I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd. I've been a nerd most of my life. I think as I look back, I used to have a calculator when I was in high school. The TI-50, some of you might have remembered it, a big bulky thing. I had a little denim case for it, and at times I wore it up my. I used to have a pocket protector. Yeah, great screwdrivers in it. When I go out and I need to sign and check there's something, or somebody else does, they ask, anybody have a pen? I'm the one that says, what color do you want? Because I've got so, I have to admit it. I am. But I'm proud that I'm. Okay? I really am. So I thought it'd be nice. Let's see how many other nerds we have. So I thought we'd play a little nerd game with the students. And see if we have some nerds. Alright. So, I did this. So what I want you to do is, let's get the students I'm going to ask them to stand up. And I'm going to describe some characteristics. And if they have it, stay standing. If they don't, just sit down. And we'll see who's left standing. Are you ready for this? Alright. So all the students. Alright, for all the students, if you have ever been one of the top students in your class, one of the top, going back from kindergarten up to where you are now, stay standing. If you've ever been picked up for being who you are as you were growing up, stay standing. Wow. If you love to read. If you love to read. Everybody loves to read. Right? And you were born in the nerd months of December and January? Y'all didn't know those were nerd months. Okay. How about if you were born in one of the nerd months of the 17th century? Was Isaac Newton. Okay. Isaac Newton was that type of person. He was born, some people say in December, on December 25th, some people say on January 3rd, because they can look at different calendars, whether it's the Julian or the Gregorian calendar. But he was that type of person. He was definitely a nerd. But he went to college. His mom pulled him out of high school, said, I need you to work on the farm, and he did. But he wanted to go back to school. He went back to school at 19, got his degree at 22. And then there was the plague hit, and they shut down the university, so he went home. And over those next 2 years, he studied on his own and developed the ideas of calculus. Basically invented calculus along with Leibniz. He developed the idea of gravitation, which we use now, and it's held true for a couple hundred years. It governs the motion of all the planets in the solar system and the universe. And he developed other ideas in optics and so on. But maybe we have a future dude. All right, let's try this again. All right, so stand up. All right. How many of you ever built a house of cards? If you've ever built a house of cards, remain standing. And those of you that haven't, go ahead and stand. Some of you should try that. For those of you that remain standing, if you learned a musical instrument before you were 10 years old, you learned to play a musical instrument before you were 10. If you took advanced classes before most students your age. Any of you ever worked in a patent office? And I think if I say it now, you probably know who we're talking about now. Albert Einstein. See, I knew I could get business. Whether it's Newton or Einstein, but they're both nerds. They're big nerds. I don't know about Einstein. Okay? He was a genius. And at about the age of 25, he had this miraculous year, 1905. In fact, about 6 years ago, we celebrated the World Year of Physics in honor of what he accomplished at a rather young age. And he continued accomplishing things throughout the rest of his life. All right. Let's try it again. I don't have any pictures. We can move it. All right. This is an interesting. If you are of Asian, Middle Eastern, or Indian descent, stay standing. And I love the diversity here. If you love that, stay standing. I'm surprised if you do that. All right. If you've ever tried to learn a new subject, oh, this? Like the water. So have you ever tried to learn a new subject on your own? All by yourself? Just by reading a book. Stay standing. If you ever took that book